Welcome to Tech Throwback. What if I told you there was a camera that was so good they made it for nearly 20 years straight? Well, that is the camera I'm holding in my hands right here, the Kodak Ektralite 10. Now, the Ektralite is one of the most popular cameras ever made. There are millions of these things floating around. It seems like everybody has one hanging out in a drawer somewhere, or they know somebody that has one of these cameras, or they just picked one up at a garage sale for a couple of dollars, because this is one of the most affordable cameras you could ever buy as well. There's just so many of them out there. I actually got this one for free with a ton of other electronics. It was just thrown in the box. So let's talk about this camera because it's awesome. And I grew up with 110 film. Obviously, this shoots 110 film. Now, the 110 camera I grew up with was much more modern than this. It was sleeker. It fit in your pocket better than this, but this is the original. And honestly, the one that's in all the movies, the pop culture icon. So let's just jump right in and talk about it. Obviously, it's very small. This is the box the film comes in, and this is the camera, so you can instantly tell the camera is not that much bigger than the film that it shoots on. It's very lightweight as well. It's got a little tether here. You can put a wrist strap on it and, hang it off your wrist. Eventually, they ended up making these things in tons of different colorways, but this is the original black on black. Later on, you could have like a bottom black and then a teal or a yellow top. Even better, the Ektralite was only $38 at its original price, and it came in a box with everything you need to start shooting immediately. That included film and AA batteries for the flash and the wrist strap, so you could jump right in and use it almost like a disposable camera. Disposable cameras probably cost $38 these days. Film is out of control. Not only did the box come with everything you need to start shooting immediately, you probably just threw the instruction manual in the box right in the trash because this thing is very simple to use. Its controls are some of the easiest to understand in the world. You don't need to know anything about cameras to use it. It just kind of works. So we'll start by loading this camera, and we're gonna actually load this because I just paid almost $20 for one roll of film that somebody clearly paid 50 cents for on eBay. They paid 50, originally $2. I got the bad end of that deal. So let's start with loading the camera. First things first, we gotta put batteries in the flash. Now, I already have batteries in the flash, but you simply slide off the end of the camera here. And you can see our 2 AA's, and it has printed indicators inside, so you know how to put them in. Like I said, no manual required for this. Getting the cover on was always a little bit tricky on these. You have to kind of push the batteries in and then snap the cover on. The lanyard strap is right there beside the battery door. Coming around the front, we've got the flash, and we have a door that you could open and close to protect the lens and the viewfinder. Well, the viewfinder's here and the lens is here. If this door is closed, you can't use the shutter button. It locks it out. So if you're keeping this thing in your pocket, keep that door closed, it keeps the lint out of it, and it keeps you from accidentally taking a picture and wasting one of your precious few 24 exposures on the roll. I know, we're all used to just taking a million pictures. I mean, we'll shoot 24 pictures in a couple seconds with a modern phone. It kept you from making mistakes that would ruin your vacation. Here on the back, we've got the door for the film. You kind of push down and flip it down right there. Inside the shutter door, it says uses 110 film. It also has the Eastman Kodak Company, Rochester, New York, and trademarked, registered, US Patent Office. And right on top, Kodak proudly said it was made in the USA. Trademarked, patented in the USA, made in the USA. This was truly a American-made product. So inside that door, you can see the winder for the film, and you can also see the shutter itself, and you can fire it, look right through it if you need to troubleshoot the camera, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna load this thing. I got one shot at this. This is very expired film. It expired in 2006, which was the latest expiration date I could find on eBay. Many of them went back to 1994, and of course, as you guys know, expired film probably doesn't work nearly as well as fresh film, but I didn't want to buy black and white, and I don't want to ND stop a camera that I can't ND stop, so we're just going to try the newest film I could get my hands on. So we're going to open up the foil package here, just like in the old days, but we didn't care back then. We would just rip these open, chuck them to the side, blow through a canister of film, and the whole process would cost us a couple of dollars. These days, no such luck. Everything is wildly expensive. Family Dollar color print film, process C41, 24 exposures. And we have the exposure indicator on the back of the film canister as well here, which is really cool. It advances with the film, and it should show exposures remaining right there in the window. So we're just gonna stick the film in there, close the door, and wind it up. So, ooh, okay, there, it advanced. Still advancing. Oh, come on. All right, there we are. We are at picture 1. 1 is in our little window there. Luckily, it's got that clear window. It shows you what kind of film is in there. On most Kodak film, you could actually see the speed of the film. This is 200. Doesn't say on here, it just says Family Dollar and 24 exposures. So this thing is ready to go take some pictures. On the back, we have a little square target right here, so you can see where you need to frame your subject, probably center of the frame, and this is a fixed focus distance of about 5 feet. If you need to take a picture at a macro distance, probably not gonna happen with this camera. This picture would probably be worthless, and we need to get these things 5 feet apart to actually make it work. On top, we have the flash. You can hear it charge up with that classic sound of those capacitors ripping to life, and it's a xenon flash, like I said, and there's an indicator on top that starts flashing when it is ready to fire. I think the flash indicator is actually neon because this was pre-LED, so kind of cool. Like I said, if I try to take a picture right now, nothing's gonna happen until we open up the actual lens cap there, lens cover, sliding lens cover. Speaking of that lens, obviously you can't change it, you can't put an ND filter on it, you really can't do anything with it except go out and take basic pictures. And you better do a good job because there's no taking them back. Anyway, it's 25mm at f8, and it's shooting 1/200th of a second for 1/200th or higher speed film. It does have automatic speed detection. I think it had a little contact right on the edge of the film canister that it would use to kind of detect the speed of the film there. So let's take a picture with the Ektralite 10 of the setup in here. Huh, it didn't fire. Ah, now it says 111. Okay, let's see if it works this time. It sure did. And I'll show you guys the last thing that I hadn't talked about yet. This is the film advance lever. A lot of cameras had like a wheel, kind of like you'd have with 35mm film, and you could use that to advance the film, but this is the classic. You just slide that thing in, and now it says 2.2. So that's how you advance it. That's how you take a picture with it. That is how you use the Ektralite 10. Other than that, throw this thing in your pocket and go to town. It's a classic camera, like I said, a pop or a cultural icon. It's in a lot of movies. It's in all the old press. It's kind of the portable camera to have if you want to play around with an old film camera that's really cheap and very accessible. Also, you can buy these things all day long. I've seen starting bids of $1 online, and it seems like usually they sell around $20. So for $20 for a camera, $20 more for some expired film, and I guess $20 more to develop that film, you too can take 24 exposures with a cool vintage camera that fits in your pocket. Hey, nostalgia's not cheap. Could just use your cell phone. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching Tech Throwback. Don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.